Your sunshine, your sunshine, your sunshine, shining down on me. Oh, your sunshine, oh, your sunshine, oh, your sunshine, shining down.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I got this fall makeup look using all drugstore products. So if you're interested in how I got this look or in which products I recommend from the drugstore, please keep watching. So I'm going to be starting off by using the Loreal Pro Glow Infallible Foundation. And I'm using shade 106. I also have this foundation in the Infallible Pro Matte. And I love this foundation too. I think they're both really great foundations. This one I would definitely recommend if obviously you want a more matte look or if you have oilier skin. But I like the finish of both of them. I already have my brows filled in because I was out running errands this morning. But if I was to fill them in drugstore, I would be using this NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder. I did see this in the store today as well. It looks like they updated the packaging somewhat. This I've had for a very long time. It comes with a little bit of like a gel or like pomade here and then 2 powder shades. So once you put your angled brush in there and then in the powder, it's kind of giving you the same consistency. It's kind of giving you the same consistency as Dip Brow. So I definitely like this product. I have it in blonde. I think they have 3 different shades to purchase, and each container has 2 different colors in it. Before I go on to concealer and the rest of my face, I'm going to do my eyeshadow since we are using somewhat of a lower end products today. There might be more fallout. So there wasn't any eyeshadows at the drugstore that I wanted to purchase. I just didn't think that any of them would have a good color payoff. I almost picked something up from NYX, but I just decided not. I decided instead, since it's the same price point, I'm going to be using a Morphe palette. Either this or ColourPop. I would definitely recommend, since it's the same price point as drugstore, and I just feel like you're going to get better color payoff from them. I didn't pick up an eyeshadow primer, so I am just going to dot a little bit of concealer on my lids. And this is the Maybeline Fit Me Concealer in shade 20, Sand. This is the first time that I'm using this, but I did hear a lot of good things about this concealer, so that's why I picked it up and wanted to give this a try for this video today. And I'm just going to set that with this nude eyeshadow. First, I'm going to be picking up this salmon color, and I'm going to be using that as my transition shade. I'm applying this with my MAC 224 blending brush. I kind of just wanted to make this video to show you it's not exactly the products, but it's more so the application of how you're applying it and also the tools that you're using. So I would invest in brushes before expensive products. A couple of these brushes I can't live without, and also the Beauty Blender. It's a $20 sponge, but it's worth it. I feel like it just applies my makeup so much better than any other brush possibly could. So next, from the same Morphe palette, I'm going to be picking up this purpley shade and just applying that right underneath the transition shade. Now, Morphe actually does have great dupe brushes. I'm using the MAC 217 right now, but this is the Morphe dupe for the same brush. As you can see, it's almost identical. The MAC brush that has the purple eyeshadow on it is maybe slightly smaller, but these brushes look identical, basically work identical, so this is definitely a much cheaper option. I'm not sure exactly of the price difference, but I'm sure it's pretty big price difference. And then I'm switching back to the 224 blending brush. and just blending those two colors together. Next, I'm going to be going in with this deeper purple shade, and I'm going to be just putting that on the outer corner of my eye. I'm using the white shade from the same Morphe palette to highlight my brow bone. I was actually proven wrong because there's absolutely no fallout underneath my eyes after using those eyeshadows. Next, I'm going in with an e.l.f. mineral shadow in Trendy. This is old. I've had this in my kit forever. I don't know if they still have this in stores, but it's just kind of like a loose shadow with like a goldish purple, golden purplish specks. I'm going to be using my MAC 239 flat brush to apply this, just like I would apply anything loose or shimmery. Picked it up, and I'm just going to apply it in patting motions. I'm also super impressed with these shadows because I didn't use my usual eyeshadow primer, which I rely on and never ever not prime my eyelids before my eyeshadow. And this Maybelline concealer did a pretty decent job, or these eyeshadows are just really pigmented. Next, I'm going to be doing my eyeliner with the same eyeliner I always use. It's all worn off, but it's the NYC Liquid Liner. I love this liner because it goes on so black with just one swipe or application, and it dries matte, so it looks a lot better in pictures than some of the other liners that don't have a matte finish that will give off some glare. For mascara, I'm also going to be using the mascara I always use, which is the Loreal Telescopic Mascara. I love this mascara because of the applicator on it. To finish off the face, I'm going back in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And just pressing that into my skin with my Beauty Blender. I forgot, first I wanted to use my NYX Color Corrector in orange, where I just usually place a little bit of this underneath my eye, right here, where there may be some blue showing. Not bad. I would still say I like my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer better. And that was without any orange color corrector. I'm going to add a little bit of my NYX orange color corrector. And I just put a little bit right there. Right where that blue line shows, a dark circle. And blend that out. And then of course I just need to cover that orange with a little bit more concealer. When you're doing your concealer, you also just want to carry it onto the sides of your nose. I don't know if you can tell, but when I put this light color here, it automatically starts making my nose look so much thinner. And then once we contour it later, it's going to get even thinner. So just carry it down the sides of your nose, and I carry it around here too because I get a lot of redness there. And blending that out. I picked up this Wet n Wild contouring duo today. I'm going to use this light color here to quickly set my face. Next, I'm going to be trying out the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder. This was recommended to me by one of the other makeup artists that I work with. She loves it, so I figured I would give it a try for this drugstore video. I'm going to pop a little bit into the lid, pick it up in my beauty blender, and just bake my under eyes. About this Wet n Wild powder, although it looked amazing because it completely mattified my face with just the littlest amount of product. For more mature skin, I kind of feel like it's a mask and you can see any kind of like fine detail in my skin. So definitely wouldn't recommend this. Just I could see my pores and I can just see it caking in my fine lines a little bit too much. We are going to try the other side of this duo though for the contour. I like the color. Usually I use like a more orangey color to bronze my skin and then a grayer shade to contour with the Anastasia contour kit. But this shade seems like a really nice balance of the two. So I'm using it kind of loosely to like warm up my skin. I'm going to be going in with a little bit more of that NYX Studio HD finishing powder on my beauty blender to clean up my contour line. I'm going to brush away all of that powder on my face with a clean brush. And for blush, I picked up this Wet n Wild color icon. And this is in shade Mellow Wine. I really thought this color was really pretty. Ooh. I tried it out on my hand quickly before I started this video, and I thought it had like no color payoff, so I just went in with it a little bit too heavy. And it does. But I love this. I might actually use this color. It has just enough because you don't want too much color payoff with the blush anyway. And I think that that looks really pretty. I'm going to go back in with the Morphe palette and finish off my under eyes now. I'm going to pick up that same first color that we used and run that under my under eyes. Next, I'm going to go in with a pencil brush. And I'm going to be picking up that deeper purple shade that I used on the outer corner of my eye. And I'm just running this along my waterline. No, my lash line. Just running that along my lash line. And applying some bottom mascara. For my waterline, I'm going to be using one of my favorite NYX eyeliners. It's in shade Golden Bronze. It's a really pretty color. And just running that in my waterline. For lashes, I'm going to be going in with these Ardell Wispies. And I'm going to be applying that with my usual glue. As I wait for the glue to dry on one lash, I always just like start putting glue on the other lash. So you want it to like sit there for like almost a minute. Put your lashes on when the glue is too wet. They're gonna slide around. For highlight, I'm gonna be using this highlight that I picked up also today by Wet n Wild as well. These are the 4 shades in there swatched on my hand. I usually really like shades that are like light pink iridescent for highlights, but I'm not really liking how this one then rubbed off on my hand. So I'm going to try to just pick up this light yellowy one. And maybe some of that darker gold shade as well. And highlight my nose like always. Also going to go back in with this one and contour my nose. For lipstick today, I just picked up this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in shade Copenhagen. I have a bunch of these soft matte lip creams, but I have like all more like nude shades. And I like the nude ones better. For a color like this, I would really prefer to wear it in a liquid lipstick so it's fully matte, no shine, and so that it goes on a little bit more even. I don't know if you can see on camera, but looking close up, like it looks lighter in some spots and darker in other areas. So I would definitely prefer a more high-end liquid lipstick in a bold color like this. I'm going to put one more layer on and just see if that helps. So I just want to go through a recap of what I think of all these products and what I would recommend to try and what I wouldn't waste your money on. So first, let's talk about foundation. Again, I use the Infallible Pro Glow. I really like this foundation. I really like this foundation too. These are the only drugstore foundations, yeah, that I've ever liked. And when I'm not wearing this, I'm wearing the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. This is $43 and this one's about $11.99. So if I'm going out or doing a full face of makeup, really doing my makeup, I do wear this one. But for everyday use, when I'm just going to work, I use this. They're very similar. Again, I trust this one more. So if I'm going to be in photographs and wearing it out and I want it to last, I definitely do stick to this one. But this is a really close runner-up. Next, talk about the concealer. Again, I tried the Maybeline Fit Me concealer in shade 20, which is Sand. I tried this for the first time today. I just picked this up this morning because I've heard good things about it on YouTube. I did not really like this concealer. I didn't think it really gave me much coverage at all. Maybe it did a little highlighting because it was a nice lighter color with a little bit of yellow undertones. So the color was really nice, but do I really think it did much? No, I will stick with my MAC Pro Longwear concealer. For brows, again, I didn't do my brows on camera today, but I do really like this product if you don't want to spend the money on dip brow. This is maybe $8 at the drugstore. Again, I have the shade Blonde, but they had 3 of these. So then I'm sure they have a brunette and then like a darker, dark brunette, black color. And yeah, you just dip your angled brush in like this, like pomade first, and then into the shade that you want to use. And I like that it has 2 shades because I can use this, let me open it up, this lighter shade for the inner part of my brow where I can use, it's not in focus, is it? This darker shade for like the majority of drawing in my brow. And then where I want it to be a little bit more lighter in here, I can use, it's all reverse in the monitor that I'm looking at, I can use that one for that. The other concealer that I used today was the NYX Orange Color Corrector. Again, this is the only color corrector that I have really, and this is the one I usually do use, and I like it. So if you do have dark circles, or in my case, just a little bit of blueness, blue lines like right here, this is good. Next for the contour and the highlight. So the highlight did a decent job, as you can see. It wasn't as pigmented as the other highlights that I'm used to, but it was enough. So if you don't want to spend the money on anything from Sephora for a highlighter, this was only $4.50, and as you can see, it did work. This, I, again, liked the contour color, and I didn't like this powder at all. I feel like this just kind of destroyed my makeup. It made it really cakey and really got in all my pores. I feel like it's really dry, but then I also feel like some shine is already coming through. So for as matte as this was, it didn't last very long at all. This is okay if you only want to use that, but I would just skip out on this and get the contour kit. This is only $40, and you have 2 shades here to set your face with. I use this shade for bronzer, and I use these shades for contouring. Still waiting for them to put a better highlight color in there. In comparison to this highlight, let's see, it might be just as good as this. I don't know. Both of them aren't very good. But I'm sure they'll update this eventually and put a good highlight color in here, and then this will just be all you need. You won't need separate things, and again, this is only $40, so it's totally worth it. For blush, I used the Wet n Wild Mellow Wine, and I really like this. I don't think that you really need a high-end blush. Just adds a little bit of color on your cheek, and that's really all you need it for. This color was really pretty. I think it's a really good fall shade. So I do like this. And again, this was maybe only $3 or $4. For the NYX powder, it was hard for me to really rate this because I had already set my makeup with this, and I was trying to use this to bake. As for baking, it definitely was really, really thin. I like it a little bit thicker. I prefer to usually use my Ben Nye Luxury powder, and I would probably stick to this. And for the eyeliners and mascara, this eyeliner from NYX, I use it all the time. I definitely like that, and my go-to eyeliner and mascara are both Drugstore. So I would say definitely you don't need to buy a high-end eyeliner or mascara. Go through mascara so quick anyway. So $10 for telescopic is perfect, and this NYC Liquid Liner I believe is only about $3.99. For lashes, these wispies, they're really pretty. They're really natural. I could wear this on like an everyday basis. It's not too much at all. Might not be enough for like makeup pictures, but they're really pretty. And the lash glue, as you can see, is half empty and very well used. This is the lash glue I always use, and again, it's Drugstore. You can also purchase it at MAC, but it's Drugstore, it's Duo, and it is the white brush-on adhesive. So I think that's everything that I used today. I hope this video was helpful in showing you what products that I would recommend to splurge on and what products that I would recommend that you can stick to Drugstore for. I hope you like this look today. I think it's perfect for fall. Let me know in the comments below if you have tried any of these products and what you think about them and if you agree. So give this video a like if you would like to see another video like that. Bye.